What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Podcast live stream football list Thursday throwdown. We are here, as always, with John, Luke, and Josh. And today we have the man, the myth, the Greek mythology, and football expert, Chase from FF Intervention. What's up, Chase?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm ready to play some games, man. I love games.
We are happy to have you here. Let's play some games. I just want to play games.
You came to the right spot for games. We like games here too.
That's all we do. And with no football going on today, we needed to add a little bit of competition into everybody's lives.
I feel like this is going to be even more fun in the off season because then everyone was just going to be like so missing football that they're going to need something. They're going to need games.
Absolutely. It'll be more fun for me. I'll tell you that much.
Games on games on games. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Josh is back again today. How was your trip to Omaha, Josh?
It was a great trip. Got a lot of potential prospects, to come on, but we'll reveal more about that. But
Mr. Buffett, is he coming on the show?
Mr. Buffett, you mean Warren Buffett? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't watch the whole show yesterday.
Oh.
I don't know it.
You weren't aware that we set up a meeting with Warren Buffett for you?
I'm totally lost.
Awesome. Well, Chase, we are so hyped to have you on. I've been looking forward to watching you kick these guys' butts since JL told me you were going to come and compete with us. But before we get on, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're doing. Chase is living proof that you don't have to pick between quality and quantity. This dude puts out more content than anybody I know on Twitter, and it's all fire. Everything he puts out is gold. He hosts a live stream. He's putting out articles. And he also runs or created at Some Yards, which is focused on teaching kids with special needs how to play fantasy football. The list goes on and on. I feel like I'm downgrading every little thing you do because I have to name 10 of them every time I start talking about what you're doing. Do you want to give us a little bit more insight into how you operate, what you're doing, things you're excited about right now?
And how you've somehow figured out to fit all this stuff in 24 hours in a day?
It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't sleep, to be honest with you guys. I really don't. I'm sitting up there the other night. One of my writers over there, Taylor, he does an excellent job for us. He actually put out our first article for fantasyintervention.com. So I'm actually excited about that too, by the way.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're kicking off fantasyintervention.com. Just did a soft launch today, but
I love the first article. It's James Robinson, real deal or replaceable? That is definitely a really good question, and I have maybe ask myself that.
So he hit me up the other night and he's like, man, it's like 1 a.m. Like I shouldn't be working on this article. I was like, dude, I still got 2 hours left, man. Like I'm burning the candle on both ends, baby. I'm getting up early and starting this shit and then running all the way until, 3:00 in the morning in most cases. So it's something that's where it's been fun for me. I enjoy doing it and I love the company. You guys can find our company at joinercircle_. We've got some excellent people over there. We're going live 7-8 times a week minimum. And then I also go live for Dynasty Happy Hour on every other Sunday to do a recap show. Meanwhile, we have a starter sit show on.
I love that idea.
We actually called it the starter shit show because we're kind of waking up still drunk from the night before. We're like, this is a shit show. So, anyways, we do that on Sunday mornings at 11:30. To give everybody a heads up on who to start and sit that week. So it's been crazy. It's been fun. You guys can. Obviously go check that out and come check out me at FF_intervention as well.
Yes,
over there on
definitely.
Twitter.
It's a high quality follow, definitely good content and tons of streams. Like anytime I feel like you have a fantasy question, chances are Chase is streaming. So you can probably just pop in and ask. Yeah.
Chase is always live. He's probably just got cameras set up all over his house waiting. At any moment he can jump on.
Hey, those aren't for the live streams, okay? Those are for my personal entertainment and my OnlyFans.
I was gonna say, are you competing with Josh's OnlyFans? We got competing profiles over here.
Come on, man.
Nobody's gonna beat up Mike
with this.
Nobody's gonna beat up Mike's OnlyFans, all right? For Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, he did 50% off, and he did a full-on wishbone spread where he pulled his ankles behind his head and showed his butt to the world. So
that's incredible.
That's who you have to compete with over there with Mike.
I thought he was just flexible with what kind of content he put out, but that's a whole other kind of flexibility.
I'm going G-rated, by the way, right now. Compared to what Mike was saying if he was on here, I'm G-rated compared to what Mike is saying. So just letting you guys know that's what you have to compete with when it comes to fantasy football men's OnlyFans pages.
It's a niche, but it's got a devoted following. Josh, you need to step your game up. I don't remember any feet behind the head.
I don't know if that's possible, honestly. I don't know. We'll try some other time.
Josh, you work on that. You've already got one L for today, it looks like. You've lost the OnlyFans battle, but you're going to have a chance to redeem yourself because today we are playing a round of Fantasy Horse. This isn't Week 12 horse. This isn't Week 11 horse. What we're doing, these questions can come from anywhere and anything about NFL, fantasy football. So they're a little bit all over the place. So I hope you guys are ready. Maybe some NFL history, maybe some fantasy records. We'll see what's coming.
And our friend Cooter Doodle said, "Shout out to Taylor. Shout out to Cooter Doodle. Go follow her on Twitter. That's another good fantasy follow."
Dude, she's a freaking genius, man. Like the stuff that she comes up with, like I wish I could hire somebody that could put out the tweets that she puts out, but you still wouldn't be able to because she's probably the best at it.
One of a kind.
And she's not for hire.
One of a kind. Her and Jake Trowbridge are like the two that just like every time I see one, I just start laughing. So consistently
and I were
hilarious.
Did you guys check out the floss one?
No, I didn't see that one.
So she did something with Jonathan Taylor, right? And I was a little bit annoyed, but it worked and it was really funny. It was back a few weeks ago where she had this thing of floss and it said 48.5 feet on the floss thing of like what you get with floss. And she's like, that's more yards than Jonathan Taylor's had in the past 3 games.
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
That hurts.
That hit my core, but yeah.
Man, to have a brain like that where you read your floss container and you're like, oh, I can take a shot at JT with this. Like,
just see Jonathan Taylor insults everywhere in the world. It's just in nature.
She had one yesterday that Jail and I were talking about. I feel like we've waited so long for this game that they should just paint the balls blue. Just had me rolling. Jail and I just like,
that's great.
Come on, that's great content. So go over there and give her a follow as well. Not
Daddy's
sure what
Helmet, another good fantasy follow. I think he is unsure what he stumbled into here. Us talking about Wishbone.
That's his OnlyFans. That's him.
That's what it is.
He's like his OnlyFans page. Like, yes, that's Mike.
He's like, how dare you talk about it without like at least plugging my name? You know, my OnlyFans account name. Yeah.
Oh, he knows I was plugging him. What's up, Mike?
Okay, cool.
We'll throw the link in the chat so you guys can check it out. Sorry, Mike, that it wasn't in there sooner.
I told you, like, we were talking about the different games that you guys have, and I said if y'all have Mike and I on the same team for one of the games that he was bringing up, John Luke over there, like if you had Mike and I on the same team, we'd probably break y'all's Twitter as a whole.
Bring it on.
No, that would be awesome. Let's do it.
My Twitter's been begging to be broken, so we'll have to have you guys both on to play. I think it was Fantasy Feud, right? That's the game that you guys were gonna break us with. But
I have to host that one because I have the sound effects. You guys can't do the sound effects. I have the Steve Harvey.
What's up, Matty Daddy? Welcome to the stream. And I don't know where Claudio is, but I'm assuming he'll make an appearance. Chase, Claudio is our fantasy horse expert. He comes in and he just rocks everything in the chat. Everyone else will be like pondering, and then immediately he gets them all right. So he'll probably be in here killing the questions that we miss. At some point, we're gonna have to bring him on to kick all of our asses. But Josh, yet again, I know you forgot the rules for Fantasy Horse, so I'm going to explain them to you. And for anybody watching who hasn't played before, how Fantasy Horse is going to work is I've got a set of questions that I came up with based on, like I said, the NFL, fantasy football, football in general. We'll see what it's about. Maybe there's some curveballs thrown in there. I'll ask you, Josh, a question. You can then choose whether you want to pass or play. If you choose to play and you get it right, you get to give a letter to one of the other two contestants. If you get it wrong, you get a letter yourself. Now, if you pass it to say Chase and he gets it right, you get a letter. And if he gets it wrong, he gets a letter. We'll play until two people fully spell out horse. It's like the neighborhood basketball game you played as a kid growing up. Once we've got 2 horses, we will have a winner of this week's Fantasy Horse game.
And you have to do a horse imitation at the end if you are a horse.
If you lose, you got to do your best horse noise.
I am totally confused. I've been studying Greek mythology all morning because I thought we were talking about fantasy horses like unicorns and centaurs. And I had now thrown off completely. So.
You'll see where the questions come from. You know, there might be a horse question involved. You know, you never know.
You completely forgot Pegasus is Pegasi? Oh God!
Pegasus. I love how it's perfectly read. What you're thinking perfectly read across your face. You're like Pegasus.
Wait, is Pegasus the name of a horse or a type of horse?
Don't spoil the question. That's like question
okay.
number 3.
I digress.
So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
how embarrassing would this be if we didn't know what a Pegasus was?
I honestly feel like Pegasus was the name of the horse, but I'm not completely sure.
Someone fact check us.
It's a mythical winged divine horse.
This is important. Hey, I was wrong.
I think
we don't.
No, it's the name. It's definitely the name of a specific horse. It's the offspring of Olympian god Poseidon.
Yeah. It was Hercules' horse, right?
Hercules' horse, yeah.
Didn't you use Pegasus in the cartoon, I think? Anyway.
Well, now I got to change one of my questions, but I...
Wait, did you actually throw those in there?
No, not...
That would be fantastic.
Today, great. Josh, I randomly decided the order by, flipping coins, crunching numbers. I ran the algorithm, and
Josh.
It looks like a Rafi doppelganger. Can you scream pranked at the top of your lungs?
I think Rafi Bradley Cooper baby makes more sense.
Yeah, this is Rafi and Bradley Cooper's baby.
I've got pocket dogs.
Pocket dogs. Josh, you're going first. Chase, you are going to be going second, and JL, you are going third.
This is messed up, man. This is messed up.
We lost them.
It's nice going third.
Oh, we caught you. I like it. That's the pregame Gatorade, right?
Yeah.
Get all right. Hydration up.
Okay. I'm ready to give Jay an A or H.
Let's jump right in then. Question 1, Josh. This one's coming to you. Who is the Greek god of the forge? I'm just kidding. Question 1.
I knew.
In 2019, Christian McCaffrey scored 471.2 PPR fantasy points. Only one running back has ever scored more PPR fantasy points in a single season. Who was it?
Oh my. Christian McCaffrey scored 71.2. So a couple guys are coming to mind.
Are you playing?
That's a good question.
He's deciding.
I think I know who it is. I'm gonna play. I think I know who it is. It could be
run us through your thought process.
Okay, so the first person that comes to mind is LaDainian Tomlinson. He had multiple years, just completely destroying fantasy football leagues. If you had him on your team, you were making the playoffs and probably winning the championship, right? So, but also, I know Marshall Faulk had some awesome years back there. Sean Alexander had a great year, but I don't think he was really as much of a pass catcher as LT. I'm gonna go with LaDainian Tomlinson. I'm locking it in.
That's a good guess.
In 2006, with 483.1 PPR points, it's LaDainian Tomlinson.
Let's go.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Marshall Faulk was number 3 on that list.
Really?
So awesome. You actually named one of the other guys up there.
Cool.
Where are you throwing your letter? JL or are you throwing it to Chase?
Sorry, JL. I can't give that. I can't start him out. I don't want to start our relationship like that, right, Chase?
Dude, don't underestimate him. He's going to come in here and
he's just going to start getting every single question, and then you're going to be upset that you gave him an advantage.
Listen, I'm playing the game
I'm
here.
Stupid.
I'm over here giving him a thank you, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see how good. Maybe.
Oh God. Right. I probably shouldn't do that again on live camera. I'm doing it again. My bad.
Josh, lean back a little bit for me.
Thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate it. Oh God. Okay.
Simon can never figure out which direction is the right one, so you would have just been doing it off to the wrong side.
Mirrors are
a reach round. It's a reach round if he's facing away. It's cool.
Really long arms.
I didn't even ask if this podcast is PG rated or anything. I'm just going all in on it.
Yeah.
It's you're doing a good job. I like that.
Yeah, this is normal.
Or people that are
totally normal.
People that are just listening to the podcast have no idea what's going on.
They have no idea what they just stumbled into.
So you got to go on the YouTube channel. Check out the YouTube channel.
Yeah, do it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now that we're done patting each other on the back or whatever was going on there. Round 2, Chase. This question's coming at you. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. According to Fantasy Pros PPR ADP of the 2020 season, of the first 5 running backs drafted, how many of them are currently in the top 5 running backs on the season, and who are they?
Wait. So, of the first 5 running backs drafted
in
2020,
right?
In 2020.
In 2020.
Or redraft it,
Yeah, and not drafted in the NFL draft, fantasy-wise. So the ADP, how many of them are currently in the top 5?
And who are they?
Wait. Let me go over this one more time. Do you have it up, actually?
Yeah, it's on the screen. So
right.
according to the ADP, I got it from Fantasy Pros. The first 5 running backs drafted in fantasy drafts this year.
So
how many of them are
first 5 running backs off the board, right?
Where did I get rookie from? I heard rookie. I don't even know where that came in.
I probably said it. I probably said rookie, ADP.
Games.
That's definitely what you said.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't understand.
Rookie, ADP, top 5. Come on, go.
All right, so I know Alvin Kamara's first overall in PPR.
You're playing, huh?
Yeah. I know that Dalvin Cook is 2. I'm trying to remember who's 3, and then I know that James Robinson and Antonio Gibson are 4 and 5. So
that's top 5 scoring, yeah.
I can't remember who number 3 is. Derrick Henry's probably number 3 if I had to take a guess. So when it comes to top 5, that would only mean that Alvin Kamara and maybe Dalvin Cook was top 5 in ADP. So I'm smashing on Kamara. And I'm going to say that's probably I want to go Dalvin Cook too. I'm just going to say Alvin Kamara and stick with that.
I'm right there with you, man. I don't know how
I the ADP is the issue. Like, I don't know where Alvin Kamara was drafted because it was so sporadic all over the place. Right. Like, you had Dalvin Cook going as early as 6, but then the whole contract issue happened, right? And when the contract issue happened, when he was a holdout, he dropped to the second round, early second round.
Wow.
So
that's a really good point.
I don't know exactly when the ADP was actually taken, because once he signed that contract, he went right back to being the guy right behind Alvin Kamara. But if it has the whole month of August, let's just say, or July in there with the ADP, then it's going to have his ranking dropping down to probably the mid to late first, or I should say running back 6 to 9, I would guess. So I'm just going to go with 1, and I'm going to say Alvin Kamara.
Okay, final answer locked in. 1, Alvin Kamara.
We got a couple guesses in the chat.
So you nailed the top 5 scoring running backs. It goes Kamara, Cook, Henry, Robinson, Gibson. In order.
Did the studying.
You got it down. Now, the first 5 running backs drafted.
Good job. I got to know that shit. I just.
I'm messing with you.
You've got CMC was drafted first, then Saquon, then Zeke.
Did Derrick Henry make it in the top 5?
Not for PPR.
The number 4 PPR running back drafted, according to Fantasy Pros ADP, is actually Dalvin Cook. And then number 5 is Alvin Kamara. Number 6 is Henry. So it was Cook and Kamara inside the top 5. And you were right there. You had it. You knew it was coming down between there. I am curious how they got
Ravens
that number.
Football got it. And,
I mean,
Doodle got it too.
That would have been a week, like the last 2 weeks, because he didn't get his contract until 2 weeks before, maybe 3 weeks before the season started. And I know for a fact that nobody was taking Dalvin Cook because everybody was actually nervous about his holdout. Yep. It's very similar to Joe Mixon. Everybody was afraid with him. Everybody got afraid with Kamara at one point too. There was a big scare with Kamara that happened.
Yep.
So
that's a good
Kamara never dropped out. I know that Cook did.
I completely forgot about the contract thing. It's so funny. I like the memory of a goldfish when it comes to fantasy.
Dude, there's been so much going on this football season that I don't blame you for forgetting the Cook contract issues at the beginning. What's up, Sean?
Not at all.
Sean! Hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon too. Chase, unfortunately,
I got an 8.
You got an 8. You are tied with Josh or with JL now, H to H, and Josh is sitting there pretty without a letter. But we will see if JL can change that. Okay, JL. Round 3. This question may sound a little bit familiar. According to Fantasy Pros PPR ADP, of the first 5 wide receivers drafted, how many of them are currently in the top 5 wide receivers on the season, and who are they?
This does sound very familiar. It kind of sounds like Chase's question from last
time. No, it's very different.
I just changed 2 letters.
Okay.
Dude, pass it to me. Pass it to me, baby.
No way. I'm not passing it. I'm going to play this one. I think it's 2. I think it's let's see. I know Metcalf is in there. I know Tyreek Hill is in there. I know Devontae Adams is in there. I think Diggs is in there, if I'm not mistaken. My man Stephon Diggs. Who's the 4th one? I'm going to go 2. I'm going to say Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill.
Okay. The top 5 scoring wide receivers right now
Sounds good to me.
are Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, and Stephon
Keenan
Diggs.
Allen. Yeah, that's right.
Keenan
Allen
Allen
was
number
2
4.
and 3 for the majority of the season. He just dropped like over the past 2 weeks or something like that. He was like 2 or 3 over the majority of the season.
He's been so consistent. It's been amazing.
Keenan Allen wasn't drafted in the top 5.
No, he's like back second round usually in most leagues.
Third round.
The top 5 drafted wide receivers. Number 1 was Michael Thomas. Number 2, Devontae Adams. Number 3, Tyreek Hill. Number 4, Julio Jones. And number 5, DeAndre Hopkins. It was 2, JL. You got him right. You nailed that one.
That's crazy. They don't have Chris Godwin in there?
Chris Godwin was number 6. He was right after Hopkins.
I see people drafting Hopkins.
Julio was taken in the 3rd round in all the drafts I was in. Julio Jones was taken in the 3rd round.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, wow. I could have had Julio Jones in the 3rd round. Him and Calvin Ridley were almost pulling like the whole thing with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs when they were like almost back-to-back in rankings for like 2 or 3 straight years.
Right.
He was getting really close to that with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley this past year.
Damn. I feel like I remember tons of people like at the people who were drafting like 12, 13, 14 going like Devontae Julio on the turn.
Yeah.
Like skipping out on the running backs where people were just getting so running back thirsty in the beginning there. And then you would see these like double stud wide receiver stack at the end of the first.
Question for you 3. Who do you predict is going to go first in this next year, 2021 season and redraft? Calvin Ridley or Julio?
Ridley.
We don't know the situation with the contracts. I mean, there's a good chance that they can move Julio.
That's
true. I know it's not likely, but it still could happen, especially with the new regime coming in. Now, I still think they're going to take 1 or 2 more years to take a shot at a title. But it's not guaranteed that they're going to have their full team going into next year. But if I had to pick one, I think that Julio has proved that he's still the alpha male over there, and that Calvin Ridley cannot succeed without him. Or I shouldn't say cannot succeed, but does better with him. And that's actually a stat. Like his games are far superior when Julio's in it versus when Julio's out.
You guys, do you think it's like a Juju type situation where it's just he's not as good as the one, or I'm sorry, not as good when he is the one? Or is it something else?
I wouldn't say it's quite Juju, just because Juju is a slot receiver and Calvin Ridley is not a slot receiver. So, I mean, Calvin Ridley can be the number 1 on the team. It's just that the Falcons just don't seem to play well without Julio Jones, period, right? So I think they're going to be drafted like back-to-back in redraft next year. I think depending on what draft you're in, you could see a different one go first. I'll probably slightly favor Julio. But depending on how high they're going, I might not be touching either one.
So Gallup for me and Calvin Ridley are pretty much like the same player, essentially. You know, they run a lot of straight line type routes. They're deeper targets. They catch the ball. They fall down for the most part. You know, it's very similar. And by the way, Traquan Smith would be there if he was with a better offense who could throw it, deeper overall. They're all very similar players. When it comes to that, they're not going to be breaking ankles or anything, but they can come down with contested catches and they can beat their guys deep. They're very twitchy off the bat, but that's about all the movement that they have when it comes to lateral agility.
Right.
I completely agree.
Yeah, it's a good breakdown.
All right,
man.
All right, so you know where this letter's going.
Every time someone says Michael Gallup, my heart breaks a little. I was so excited about him this year. God,
I wrote an article about him, and it got called Asinine by the editor. I will never forget that. In my entire life, there are very few things that stand out, like where people will, insult something that I say or, that I do. It happens all the time, but very few times stand out.
Right.
And he called my viewpoint asinine when I said that Gallup would finish as the wide receiver 1 in Dallas. Then it would be CeeDee Lamb. Then it would be Amari Cooper. And so far, he's right, by the way. But
you know what? We can call it a wash because we don't know what the season would have looked like with Dak. So we'll just call it a wash. Everyone's asinine. And we'll move on. Josh. Oh wait. Sorry, I just assumed JL was going to throw his letter at you. JL, where's the letter going?
It's going to Josh.
Why? Josh.
No, that's not right. No, I won't do that.
Josh, have an H. The score is H to H after 3 questions. And now, Josh, we are back to you.
So okay, cool. I'm in.
Number 4.
Claudio's here, guys. Hold on.
Wait, and Ravens football got it right again, right? You got the first one right, too.
What's up,
man?
Claudio? Yeah,
the Ravens really know their stuff.
Claudio's not going to like me.
Nah, well,
We're starting out rough.
Yeah. It's all right. It can be repaired. We can repair it.
Just like the ankles, right?
Just like the ankles, yeah.
Okay, question 4, Josh.
All right.
Claudio, everyone listening, throw your guesses in the chat.
Cool.
Which tight end with an ADP outside of the top 400 overall is currently a top five tight end on the season?
He's just got
so basically which
one.
There's one tight end with an ADP that was basically undrafted that is currently in the top 5 tight ends on the season. Who is that tight end?
I think I know who it is.
You gonna play?
Yeah, I'm gonna play. Hold on, I'm trying to just break it down, see if there's any other guys I can think of. I mean,
Swaminoa says, "I cry at work."
It's gotta be this
guy. We cry with you, also at work.
Swampy, I miss you, bud.
Yeah, who dat?
It's literally got to be this guy. No one drafted this guy, and he's been having a great year. So I'm gonna go Robert Tonyan.
No.
Okay.
He didn't say Tonyan. He said Travis Kelce.
Did he? Did he? So
I don't think I did. But you guys were listening, not me.
Robert Tonyan locked in. The number 1 tight end on the year so far is Travis Kelce, then Darren Waller, then TJ Hawkinson. Number 5 is Mark Andrews. Number 4 is Robert Tonyan. You nailed it. His ADP was like 448. Basically not drafted. Maybe some people took some flyers on him in the last round, and that got him an ADP at all. But nice job, Josh. Where's that letter going?
Just send it to me. Just send it. You guys are going down. You guys are going down.
Jace, it's your letter. Look at the confidence. I like it, but you're losing right now.
Chase, you are the first hoe today.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you are.
So we got Chase as a hoe and Josh and JL as a hoe. And we are on to round 5.
And Claudio finally got one wrong.
Suck it, Claudio. Nah, just kidding.
Fantasy for casuals.
Richard
Rogers, not bad guess. He passed my mind.
I think Hawkinson was drafted as tight end 7 or 8, maybe 6. He could have been 6 in some leagues.
Yeah, Hawkinson was up there. It was that kind of surprised me whenever I saw his ADP. I didn't remember it being that high, but I guess the hype started getting built up towards the end of the offseason.
Richard Rogers probably was also not drafted, but I think he's probably like 20 or something.
Yeah, he's 22.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, 22 PPR. Okay.
Good guess.
Chase, this one's coming to you.
I'm ready for it. Let's do this.
Which Tampa Bay wide receiver currently has the highest PPR points per game? So not the one with the most points on the season, but the one with the highest points per game.
Wow, that's an interesting question.
I hate these
questions. So you have Mike Evans, who has, been not a touchdown magnet necessarily, but like he's getting those first downs, he's getting those deeper targets, and he's catching a lot of them. Like he seems to be Tom Brady's favorite target over there, which is slightly shocking to me. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be Chris Godwin, but Chris Godwin has actually been very good so far this season. He's been getting the receptions, and he's missed a bunch of games. So this is when the PPR part comes into it. I'm going to play this, by the way. And then we have Scotty Miller, who had his breakouts, but he's played in multiple games since and hasn't put up any points. So I'm going to go ahead and scratch him off. Meanwhile, Antonio Brown, I don't think has put up any kind of significant points, since. He came there. When it comes to Tyler Johnson, I think he's played in most of the games, so that wouldn't be it. It'd be funny if it was Justin Watson, but he's played in too many games. I think I'm going to go with Chris Godwin.
Okay, locked in with Chris Godwin.
Everything you just said, I liked, and I probably would have gone with Godwin as well. But Godwin going in the season, I definitely thought he was going to be Tom Brady's main guy. It looks like Evans is, blah, 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 but yeah.
So Antonio Brown is averaging 9.2 points per game through 4 games. Mike Evans is averaging. What'd you say?
I'm going to guess what Godwin's sitting at.
Yes, let's hear it.
I like that.
I think that he's sitting at 16.4 fantasy points per game.
So crazy. I had 16.2 in my mind.
No, he can't be that high. Yeah, he could. He could.
I think he could, yeah.
Okay.
8 games.
Let's go with 16.4 just for the hell of it.
Just for fun, just for the shits and giggles. If you get it right, you can make someone else make a horse noise preemptively.
Oh,
Mike Evans has 14.6 points per game through 12 games. Chris Godwin in 8 games is averaging 15.4 points per game.
Ooh.
Good job.
You got the question right, and you were real close on the points per game. Where's that letter going, Chase? Who are you throwing it at?
Well, Josh just shit on me, so I got to shit on him now.
Ooh.
You wanted me to shit on you. You asked for the shit, bro.
It went from him doing a reach around to him getting shit on.
For the first one, I had to give it to Josh because John Luke was one that reached out and asked me to come on the show. So
yeah, we got a
I had to give
connection.
it to you first.
Yeah.
but
I respect that, Chase.
Now that you did
Good
that,
man.
you're free to shit on anyone. The niceties are out of the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, people are gonna start throwing letters my way. I'm not even playing, and I'll come in last. Okay, JL. The next question's coming to you. You are currently in the lead with just an H, while Josh and Chase each have an HO.
Yep.
Okay.
You did, Chase.
There are
Get him up.
There are 8 unique quarterbacks that account for the top 10 seasons with the most passing touchdowns. Name 5 of them.
With the most
quarterback that
passing.
So there's some repeats in there. That's why there's not 10 to everyone. So there's 8 unique quarterbacks that account for the top 10 seasons with the most passing touchdowns. Name 5 of them.
I am going to pass this to Josh. Enjoy, Josh.
Oh, me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
enjoy
you so
that one.
much.
I know a couple of them,
So
not 5.
top
I'll
10
tell you after you name all 5. So give me
This
all
is a
5.
good
and then
fantasy feud question.
So I'm just
we'll make
writing
sure
down.
This is in
use it
history, right?
in
Yeah,
history. Yeah. So these are just the top 10 seasons with the most passing touchdowns by a quarterback.
This
Did
one
Jesus
guy,
play
I'm not
football?
really sure.
You okay over there, Josh?
Can you double pass?
No, I
Josh
got
wishes.
4 names. I'm very confident about. I'm just trying to think of who this 5th could be. No, not him. Maybe him. Maybe
Her?
him. Oh no, no way. No.
You actually got me on that.
Yeah, me too.
Shoot, I'm blanking, guys.
Apple MVP says, "Oops." He says, "I can't get this right." Claudio Jenkins says, "This is very difficult." It does.
Yeah, I don't think Josh
It
agrees.
looks very
Okay.
difficult based off Josh's face.
Okay,
right now.
so I'm going to. Okay, I'm gonna just go with what I have here. I don't
Let's hear
feel
what you got.
super confident, but I'm gonna go with it. Okay, Patrick Mahomes,
Yeah,
Peyton
really.
Manning,
No,
Tom
no way.
Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay. I'm going to run through the list from
Is that
top
true?
to bottom, top 10, okay?
I
Number
don't feel
1,
good about it.
number 1 all time is Peyton Manning with 55 touchdowns. Number 2 is
Broncos year, right?
2013.
Mahomes.
Number 2 is Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes tie each with 50.
Yep.
Brady in 2007, Patrick Mahomes in 2018. Number 4 is Peyton Manning again with 49.
Cool.
Number 5 is Dan Marino with 48 in 1984.
Marino.
Number 6 is Drew Brees with 46 in 2011.
No! What?
Wow.
How did I forget? I didn't even think about Drew Brees' name.
Man, you got Taysom Hill too much on your mind. Number 7 is Aaron Rodgers with 45. Number 8 is Dan Marino again with 44. Number 9 is Drew Brees again with 43. And you know what? There's actually
Not
2
the
guys
Drew Brees.
tied for 10th with 41. 2 guys that haven't been named yet. So you got
Maybe-
2 more shots.
Maybe.
Number 10, Matthew Stafford with 41 in 2011.
Maybe.
And tied for 10th, Kurt Warner in
You
1999.
heck out of here. This is bull
Oh.
crap.
You got 4 out of 5, but it's not good
I'm
enough.
Sorry.
Honestly,
You get
that's
another letter,
impressive.
Josh.
4 out of 5 is impressive.
No, I just named 4 Hall of Fame quarterbacks and 1 probably Hall of Fame quarterback. That's what I did. I should have named 5 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. All right.
Swamp
Never
says he
mind. Ben
comes back to
Roethlisberger's
stream and Josh
definitely
is
making
just
Hall of
broken.
Fame.
Is he? Is he definitely?
I was
I think-
freaking out, man.
Says, how
You know
dare
what,
you
Josh?
forget about Drew? How could you, Josh?
I guess
Yeah,
I'll
you got,
take this
yeah,
letter.
you're betraying Swamp, and now you are
Biggest
really in
forehead in
last.
the NFL.
That
You're
hurt.
really in last with an HOR. Chase still sitting at an
I am.
HO. You are a ho. In jail, you are an H. And Chase. Oh wait, no,
Strategic.
that was JL's question. But
Oh,
he passed
yeah.
to Josh. So Josh, you're up again now.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna get this
Okay.
one.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Josh.
The Steelers, Chiefs, Titans, and Bills are all currently winning their division and playoff bound if the season ended today. Which 3 teams currently hold the 3 AFC wildcard playoff spots?
That face.
I think
Give
I know.
us something, Josh. Are you playing?
I now know how to buy time if I don't know an answer. I'm just gonna act like I'm frozen. Nobody will know.
Josh, are you playing or passing?
Yeah, I'm going to play.
Okay. Who are the 3 teams that currently hold the AFC wildcard playoff spots if the season ended today?
I think this is right, but man, there's just the one team I'm like really iffy on, but I'm gonna just go. Okay, I'll say the Browns. Hold on.
Oh, he just saw the comments. That's
the Browns,
Yeah.
the Browns, the Dolphins, and the Colts.
You're going with Browns, Dolphins, Colts?
Yeah.
Okay. The Browns currently sitting at 8-3, do have the number 5 spot. The Dolphins sitting at 7-4 are the next team in, and then the Colts also at 7-4. Those are currently the 3 AFC wildcard spot holders. Josh, where is that letter going? And we'll forgive the cheating this time if you saw the comment.
I didn't, but
you're good. I'm
looking at the comment now. They didn't even get it right. Oh, Claudio did. I didn't see that. I swear to God.
That wasn't out before.
But I was going to
that was out afterwards. Damn you, Josh.
Okay, gotcha.
Stinky son of a gun.
JL, you are a ho now, and Chase, we are coming to you. Ho, H-O-R, however you want to pronounce that.
I'm going on private chat just so that you guys. Know that
that's what we normally do.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up. Whenever you're answering questions, go into the private chat.
That's what I've been doing.
Scouts
so
on there.
Get tempted.
Man, Chase is a good guy. He does it automatically. He's a man of integrity.
Josh, we had to hire someone to stand in his house and watch him to make sure he's not in the comments.
I'm such a cheater.
I think they were sick today. So someone needs to be on lookout for Josh. Josh, whenever it's your turn, we need a hand check so you're not Googling things. Okay, Chase. Next question. And this might sound similar. The Saints, Seahawks, Packers, and Giants are all currently winning their division. Which 3 teams currently hold the 3 NFC wildcard spots?
Washington Eagles and the Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, put up it. I was about to say.
You got me for 1 second. Oh, I got
it. I thought he just knew like that.
Oh man. So let's see. We have the Buccaneers is got to be a lock in one, right? Because you said the Saints have the first place over there.
Yep. So the Saints, Seahawks, Packers, and Giants are currently the division leaders.
Yeah, Bucks are locked in. This makes it tough because
the third team's the tough one. Yeah.
The Rams and the Cardinals both lost this week. Meanwhile, I know that the Vikings and the Lions are both competing. No, it's the Vikings and the Bears are both competing for a position, but I think that the Rams are still above that. I want to say the Rams are, 7-4? No. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals and the Rams along with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
That was a tough
one.
The
3 teams in the NFC that have the wild card spots currently.
I think that's right.
Sitting at 7-4 is the Los Angeles Rams. Sitting at 7-5 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And at 6-5, the Arizona Cardinals. You nailed it.
Claudio, man, that was a good job, Chase.
The Cardinals got me nervous because I was like, I know they lost recently. I know it was a big loss because first off, they weren't supposed to lose and they did. And then, the issue with the whole NFC North playing better, I guess, with the Vikings compared to the Bears sinking off. It was that one tore me a little bit. I was torn.
That was a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That one actually, I wouldn't have gotten that. Whenever I was looking at it, I thought the Cardinals had fallen out at this point.
Claudio, you kill it, Claudio. You kill it.
Claudio,
so you rate in football.
Chase, right. Where's that letter going?
We're going up to John Luke because I don't want to make it too easy. I want to make sure it's a little bit more difficult, and I still got to face 2 guys versus just 1.
We got 2 HORs, however you want to pronounce it, and 1 ho sitting over there with Chase, and we are on to John Luke. It is your turn. I forgot the order for a second. Apple MVP says Josh Gordon eligible to return for the final 2 weeks. Thoughts? Can't believe. Don't do this to me again. I get excited every time, and I'm one of those losers who every time he does it, I get excited. And I know I'm not supposed to, but
maybe he's changed.
He's still signed with the Seahawks, correct?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Their schedule going forward for wide receivers is absolutely brutal. I think they only have like one advantageous matchup, which I want to say is against the Giants. Outside of that, the rest of the schedule is brutal for wide receivers. So,
and even if he did have a good schedule, like they already have Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. The targets are taken, not fully taken.
David Moore. David Moore's had a great year this year too. Like,
you're right.
I think Josh Gordon comes in and he's probably, if he does play, he's probably the wide receiver 4 on that team.
You can't trust him in the fantasy playoffs. So like he's not worth a pickup unless maybe a dynasty league, but he's kind of old. So I mean, if you have an open spot, maybe, but other than that, I wouldn't worry about him.
Of course, this is all under the presumption that he hasn't posted another shirtless pic. If he does post another shirtless pic,
that changes everything.
Then you're allowed to let the hype, reignite.
Yeah, that's what gets me every time. It's that one pic of him I see, and that dude's got muscles I didn't even know existed. Before I get a little bit too carried away about Josh Gordon's shirtless body, I'm going to move on to the next question. John Luke, this one's for you. Let me make sure I got the right one coming up. Okay. In the 2018 NFL Draft, Saquon Barkley and Sony Michel were both drafted in the first round. There are 2 running backs from that same draft class that are currently in the top 15 PPR running backs in 2020. Who are they?
You get the question? Okay.
So basically, I'm asking, those were the 2 big names. Those were the first round running backs out of the 2018 NFL Draft. I'll give you a hint. They're not in the top 15. I'm not giving away too much there. But which 2 running backs from that same draft class are currently in the top 15 PPR running backs in 2020?
So I know one of them is Ronald Jones because
impossible.
So you're playing.
I'm playing. Yeah, I got burned that year with my Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones.
God damn, Royce Freeman.
Royce Freeman. I had like the 102,
the other one,
102, 103, and like 105, and I went Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones, and Rashad Penny. It's terrible.
You didn't take Geis at 102? That's kind of shocking.
I did not.
God, it must have really kicked you in the gut.
Really kicking myself now.
Rashard Penny.
Rashard Penny. Who's Rashard Penny?
Rashad.
Kenyon Drake.
Jail, stop stalling. Who's the second one?
I'm trying to stall.
You're just trying to stall over there.
The year before we had Kareem Hunt. It's got to be David Montgomery. No, was he the year after? Shoot. Oh.
If only I knew the answer.
It.
No, I'm not going to pass it, Josh.
Josh looks desperate for this to be
He's been waiting for it.
Stupid idiot. Was Nyheim Hines that year? I think he was. I'm going to go Nyheim Hines.
Okay.
It's going to be really embarrassing if I'm wrong.
Ronald Jones is currently the number 10 running back, and he was drafted at 206 that year.
The right answer does seem a little bit older than he is.
Drafted at 404 in that year's draft class in 2018. Sitting at the number 14 running back on the season. Nyheim Hines. You nailed it.
I knew he was number 14.
I thought you were going to go Chubb. I thought you were going to sit there and maybe think even with his injury, he snuck back up.
I almost went David Montgomery, and then I was like, wait, no, it definitely wasn't that year because I think the following year I was trying to stop myself from falling in the same trap of getting too enamored with rookie running backs, but I did anyway.
I feel dumb, guys. I feel dumb. I was 100% sure this was Chubb.
I probably said Chubb too, to be honest.
I was 100% confident.
Till I thought about Nyheim Hines and when he was drafted, because I know that Nyheim Hines was sitting at 14 because Dave Montgomery's sitting at 15. Mm-hmm. So I probably would have said Chubb unless I bought time like John did up
and
there.
And it looks like the audience kind of thought Chubb too.
Bided time.
Bided time.
Jail, I did not think you were going to get that one, but you did. Where is that letter going?
Let me see the score. Where's the score?
The score. You and Josh are HORs, and Chase is a hoe down there in the left corner.
I'm just going to pass it right back to Chase. You asked for this.
We could have colluded.
We could have colluded, Chase. We could have been friends. But...
I'll take it.
After 3 rounds, we're all tied up. HOR.
Not as catchy.
And Josh, yeah, it's not ho ho ho. We didn't even get any Christmas spirit in here today. You guys piled on Josh too quick.
Thanks,
Josh,
Josh,
we're coming to you.
All right, hit me.
Okay. Again, this question might sound a little bit familiar.
Okay.
In the 2019 NFL draft, Marquise Brown and N'Keal Harry were drafted in the first round. There are two wide receivers drafted in the same draft class that are currently top 10 PPR wide receivers in 2020. Who are they? So just to be clear, Marquise Brown and N'Keal Harry were the only first-round wide receivers that year. So which two wide receivers from that same draft class are currently top 10 PPR wide receivers?
Huh. Oh. Okay, I got one. Yep, got one. An old knot. Oh, got two. Yeah, I have them now.
So you're playing?
Just let me make sure. Yeah, I'm good. I got it.
Okay, let's hear what you got.
I believe it's DK Metcalf and AJ Brown.
Okay. DK Metcalf, drafted at the last pick of the second round, is currently the number 3 wide receiver. The current number 9 wide receiver.
He's not number 10. He missed.
The current number 9 wide receiver drafted with the 12th pick of the third round is Terry McLaurin.
Come on.
Yeah.
You missed it. You forgot about Terry.
That was long over there.
Super easy question, and you swung and missed, Josh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, super easy.
Josh,
you reading the chat?
What'd you say?
I'm reading the chat now.
Josh,
if I was reading the chat, I would have said McLaurin.
Can't even cheat right, Josh.
Or are you just going above and beyond to try to make it seem like you're not cheating?
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying so hard to make it look like that I'm willing to lose, honestly.
Apple, thanks for being our Josh chat watch. We need someone with his eyes on him at all time. Chase,
thank you.
Yes.
If you wanted to, you could eliminate Josh with this question if you get it right. So we're coming to you. JL's at an HOR, Josh is at an HORS, and you're sitting at an HOR tied with JL. Your question is, of the rookie wide receivers, Justin Jefferson currently has the most PPR fantasy points with 181.8. Which rookie wide receiver has the second most PPR fantasy points?
I'm going to play.
Okay.
And I think it's close. But I'm going to have to go. Man, I don't want to say this out loud.
Write it down.
Rashad Higgins. Or not Rashad Higgins. T. Higgins, sorry.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
You don't like T. Higgins? You're not
no,
a T. Higgins
no.
fan
I just know
over
that if Mike's watching, he's going to give me shit right now. we have a bet. Mike and I have a bet. The loser has to drink a what's called a Whopper, Big Mac, but we have to grind it up first, and with like the fries and everything, and we actually have to drink a Big Mac smoothie. If T. Higgins finishes the year as the wide receiver 1. So I have any other receiver on the field, and he has T. Higgins because he loves T. Higgins. And I don't hate T. Higgins, by the way, but I don't want him to be the wide receiver 1, and he's been close with Justin Jefferson going back and forth. So, yeah.
Okay, so Justin Jefferson has 181.8 fantasy points, as I said. T. Higgins has 146.1. But the rookie wide receiver in second is Chase Claypool with 166.3 PPR fantasy points.
Nice.
Damn.
So
that got me.
You know what? But it's a win-win. T. Higgins is further back than you thought he was. So you're
Dude, I have like an alfalfa thing going on with my hair right here. I can't get it to lay down.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I thought it was on purpose. I thought it was
it kind of looks nice.
I thought you just gelled that one piece.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Thanks, Apple MVP.
That's the COVID-friendly hair gel.
Claudio knew. Claudio knew.
Why won't you go to your home, you stupid hair?
Claudio knows what's up.
Claudio nailing it yet again. So, Chase, you are now an HORS there with Josh. JL, if you get this one right, you get to knock someone out. Apple says, as a Vikings fan who dropped Jefferson after 2 weeks, I die a little inside every time I see his name this season. Who's everybody's most regretful drop this season? Sterling Shepard.
By the way, just for the side note, it's on from like week 7 on. That's why I've been going back and forth. Is because
gotcha.
The bet was made in like week 7.
Gotcha.
I just thought it was.
And without Joe Burrow, I mean, it's gonna be tough for him.
Are you gonna post that on your Twitter if you have to drink it?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be live. We're gonna do it on a live show.
He's always live, JL. Did you forget?
Oh yeah.
I'm always
Chase is
live.
always live.
Yep. So
for me,
So
it's
go follow Chase, because either way, someone's gonna drink a Big Mac smoothie. So go follow him and you will catch it.
FF_intervention.
FF_intervention.
Big Mac smoothie.
Yes, that's it.
Chase, do you have a player that you regret dropping this season? Anyone that stands out to you?
No, not off the top of my head. Oh, I had to make a roster move in order to get an IDP player because we have 3 IDP starters in my home league, and I thought that nobody was on Colin Johnson. This was back like 6 weeks ago. I have Colin Johnson in almost every single dynasty league. But my home league, I was like, man, nobody's going to be on Colin Johnson. Like, I'm going to be able to drop him, pick up this IDP guy because I think Chase Young was hurt or something like that. So then I dropped Colin Johnson and picked up an IDP player. As soon as waivers hit, Colin Johnson was off. And Colin Johnson didn't do anything. So I'm sitting there hoping that Colin Johnson is going to get dropped, right? And then he goes off and has this massive week, and now there's no way I'm going to ever be able to get him back. And the thing is me and this guy, like, he does this to me all the freaking time. Almost every year. He, like, outbids me by $1, or he makes a trade for a guy that I'm trying to trade for at the time. It's like he listens to my podcast. I know he doesn't, which is the funny part, but it's like he listens to my podcast and then goes and does whatever I'm talking about doing.
He definitely has a microphone somewhere in your house. Like, there's
I
no
laugh all the time, so he doesn't need it. But I still think he listens to my podcast.
He's got one next to your bed, and whenever you're sitting in your sleep, going, Colin Johnson. He's watching.
No, I'm not sleeping when I'm thinking about Colin Johnson. If you know what I'm saying.
Those are
fantasy after hours.
JL, this one's coming to you. If you get this right, you are knocking someone out of the game. If you get it wrong, you guys are all tied with 1 letter remaining.
Oh, I thought you were asking me who I'm sad I dropped.
Oh, go ahead. Who are you?
I was like, I get to give a letter if I get this right.
No.
I have like one really bad one every year. This year, it's only mildly bad, but sort of bad. I spent a lot of fab to sign Naheem Hines. And then after a couple weeks, I got so mad, I rage dropped him. And then my girlfriend's dad picked him up. And now he's the 14th running back on the season.
Please tell me that he beat you with Naheem Hines one week.
I think he did. I think he did.
It's all right. It's going to be Jonathan Taylor's season from here on out. So.
God,
yeah, I'm a firm Jonathan. Yeah, I'm a firm Jonathan. But that game 1 just tricked me. It totally duped me. I got juked out by game 1.
I did the same damn thing. I dropped like $65 fab on him in one league just because every year I save my fab and then I end up wasting it. So I was like, this year's not the year.
This is the Philip Lindsay.
This is the Philip Lindsay. And then I did the same thing. I also got 9 lines on that team.
Really bad.
Okay. Okay, John Luke.
Back up. It's good right now, but watch in 5 minutes, it's standing right back up.
If this happens when you talk about Colin Johnson, just be careful not to say his name again, or your hair's gonna pop.
Oh God, stop talking about it. Stop it. Stop.
Okay, John Luke. Using ESPN default scoring, there are 5 DSTs that have fewer than 20 total points on the season. Name 3 of them.
What does standard scoring mean? Is that just like
if you just created an ESPN league and said go, it's the scoring that comes default with ESPN.
Okay. I don't play on it.
Per sack, like 2 points.
Did you want us to break down the points?
Like,
yeah.
I can do that for you if you want.
So this will be a guess. Name 3 of them. 5 DSTs. Okay, well, I'll take this one.
Do you want to know? Oh. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want me to break down the scoring?
It's fine. It honestly doesn't matter either way.
20
it's not
total
really going to help me.
And remember, you were
defenses, right?
There are 5 DSTs with fewer than 20 total points on the season.
So they're bad defenses. Right?
Oh, bad. Okay, I'm sorry. Then take away the Steelers. That does not make any sense.
If you knew this, then you probably don't play fantasy football because these are defenses that you don't want to own. Like, why are you doing research on defenses that you don't want to own when 90% of my leagues don't even play with defense? It's like, this is not something that is common knowledge for anybody, unless you're somebody that wants to attack positions. But I don't even look at defenses as a whole because I look at positional rankings and wide receivers that I want to attack for certain positions. So I don't even know. I mean, for me, it'd be a full on 100% guess.
That's all it is. I obviously look at the matchup for defenses.
That was the plan with this question. I told you they might be a little all over the place. So
I'll take it. It's fun.
What you got, JL?
I'm gonna pass this to Josh again.
What?
I'm a coward.
Wait, where did this come from?
Okay,
What the
Josh,
heck?
for your fantasy horse life, name 3 of the 5 defenses that have fewer than 20 total points.
And remember, Josh, I already gave you one, Pittsburgh. So
Josh, hand check.
I'm writing stuff down.
Okay.
He just checked the chat. I saw him.
I don't even.
He's got a mirror.
I don't even have it up. I don't know what to do. Do you want me to?
Yeah, that's perfect. Walk us through your thought process. What are you thinking?
So the Jets come to mind. The Falcons come to mind. The
Colts.
No, not the Colts.
The Ravens.
Not really. No, not them. Not them. Maybe the Bengals though. The Jets. The Cowboys. I think I'm gonna go with these.
You got to
three.
pick 3.
All right. And then there's the Seahawks too, I guess.
That hiccup was neither a confirmation or denial. Just
I'm gonna go with
Not
Jets.
read into the hiccup. Or that cough.
Dude, I keep on trying to mute it. My bad.
No, you're good. We like it. It makes it real.
Prefer if you cough more than talk, actually.
Okay, Josh.
I'm gonna go with Jets, Cowboys, Falcons.
Okay. I'm going to go in order of the lowest fantasy points to the highest.
I think the Falcons are right outside because they're interception returns for touchdowns, but I could be wrong.
The Raiders are currently sitting in last with 9 points. They've had a lot of negative point games. Yeah. The Jaguars have 10 points on the season.
Probably
the Cowboys have 11 points on the season. There you go. On the season total. Their total points scored on the season is 11.
Don't you start off every game with 10 as a defense?
Yeah, you start at 10.
Points scored can get you in the negative.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lions have 12 and the Bengals have 15. Josh, you got one of them right, which means you did not win that question. You are a horse.
Feasting.
Great pass,
I guess the Jets. Not a lot of people score on the Jets.
Where are the Texans sitting?
Let's see. Let me pull that up.
They got to be up there.
I thought the Texans would be in there, to be honest. I would have said
they're
the Texans.
right
I
outside.
would have thought Lions.
He said Lions.
Oh, he did say that? Okay.
Yeah, Lions are up there. Let's see. Sorry, that was the one window I closed out. 2020 season. And let me sort backwards.
Broncos haven't been good either.
So Raiders, Jaguars, Cowboys, Lions, Bengals, and then Texans are the 6th lowest. Jets are the 7th lowest.
Yeah. I mean, it's something as to where, like, a lot of these teams that you're not going to see, like, very high scores with, but also aren't going to kill you, are teams that run the ball a lot. So teams like Minnesota and stuff, the Falcons control the clock. Plus, they had a couple interception returns for touchdowns. And then they just shut out the Raiders. So that game alone probably would have, put them outside.
That's literally the one reason I almost didn't pick the Falcons. I swear that's why I was like hesitating because I just remembered their last game against the Raiders. But you're right. Should have thought more about it.
That's 100% what happened. They hadn't had a single game above 6 fantasy points. They had a bunch of negative ones. And then this week they dropped 27 points and launched themselves out of that bottom 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
Josh.
was incredible. That was absolutely incredible, by the way.
Oh, unbelievable. Just
all right, well, I guess I'll turn off my laptop. See you guys.
No, you know what we need from you. We need your best horse noise.
Oh, that was weak. Come on, put a little something into it. There
Chase's
you go.
face was like
girlfriend does it better.
She does.
Okay, Josh, you are eliminated. That means it is head-to-head between Chase and JL for the title.
Important question coming in real fast.
Should I trade James Conner and Tyler Boyd for Eckler? Yes, I would do that trade.
Yeah.
What about you, Chase?
The whole thing with COVID, I got to check the update with him. But the whole thing with COVID actually scares me with James Conner because of the fact that he dealt with, lymphoma. So it's something as to where, like, I don't know how that affects those type of people. We know that it's been a major concern. And although they haven't, led us to believe that it is a concern yet, I still want to make sure that he's safe before I go out and try and acquire James Conner or even think about playing him. I want to see this in full effect. So I would probably definitely do that trade, especially with Eckler coming in and getting as many fantasy points as he did just his first week back. That was sick.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was so awesome to see him come back and just perform.
Well.
Cool. Sounds like we're all in agreement. And Whose question is it? Josh, you're eliminated, which means
Yep.
it's on to you, Chase.
Let's do this.
And you got a little bit of coming back to do to beat JL.
Josh, just stay there and maybe graze in the background while we play.
Graze in
like
the
a horse.
background.
You want me to get like on my all fours and just start eating my carpet?
Start grazing. Yeah, we should make that like the new penalty if you get knocked out. The new punishment.
Oh, you have to graze.
Yeah, you have to graze.
I'll just point it down right there.
We'll get one of those inflatable court for.
That'll be really mean if we bring
talk.
a guest on and then we make them graze in the background while we play a game.
Okay, Chase, here's your question. Only 3 teams in the NFL have a playoff drought of longer than 5 seasons. Who are they?
Only 3 teams in the NFL have playoff drought of longer than 5 seasons. This one's a good one.
You're going to pass or play this one?
I'm going to play it.
Good man.
Good man. Seems JL's confident over there.
JL's like sitting there like, don't pick me, don't pick me.
Good man.
Right.
Good man.
The Jets have to be one, right? The Jets are locked in as one. Let me think. When we have Washington, has it been 5 years? Yeah, it had been 5 years with Washington. Wait, no, McVay. When McVay was there, they went to the playoffs. So that was less than 5 years ago. So Washington is not one. Let's see. The last time that this one's actually tougher than what I expected. Yeah. The Lions possibly are in there. The Bears could be in there. Just because of how good that division's been, by the way. They've been shutting out, Minnesota and Green Bay has dominated that division for years. Have the Panthers been lately, though? Yes, they went in 2017, I believe. So then we have... Oh, Jacksonville has to be one, right? Jacksonville's a lock as one. Aren't they? Right?
Not saying.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I'm trying to thumb through these.
Josh, watch your faces. Josh is so expressive. If you say something, that he doesn't, he's gonna be like,
oh,
like he's just over there, like
pantomiming.
I know.
All his points, they're like making me think. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna lock in. Who did I say I was gonna lock in already? I'm locking in Jacksonville. That's the lock, right? So let me make sure I'm on this. I'm locking in Jacksonville. I'm locking in. Who else did I say I was going to lock in a minute ago? Not Washington.
It would help you, but I don't think I
remember.
Josh, you can tell him who he already had locked in if you want.
I remember who you said. I think it was your first team, the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets. The Jets are locked in. Jacksonville's locked in.
But I don't know if that's correct. I don't know any of it.
And then, ooh, man, this is tough. I kind of want to say the Lions. I don't think the Lions have been good over the past 2 years. Patricia was out before him. Stafford did not. I don't think Stafford brought in the playoffs. I'm gonna go Lions. That's it. I'm in.
Okay, locking in Jacksonville, Lions, Jets.
Yeah,
okay.
That hurts because I don't like that. At first, I was like, really, "Oh man, this sounds good. This sounds good. This sounds good." And then I started thinking about it. I was like, "Wait, 2015 with McVay. Like, you have all these different areas. This is where people have actually made the playoffs,
right? Or they get in for a game and then they're out, so it doesn't like.
Tampa Bay was another one, right? Tampa Bay. I don't know if Tampa Bay made the playoffs. Did they?
The Browns crossed my mind.
The Browns were another one. God, I probably lost this one. There's only 3 teams.
Only 3 teams with a playoff drought of longer than 5 years.
That's surprising.
There's quite a few sitting at 4. So the Jets haven't been to the playoffs in 9 years. The last time they made the playoffs, they made it all the way to the AFC Championship game in 2010.
Sanchez.
The Ravens beat them.
The Buccaneers have not made it in 12 years.
God, I knew the Buccaneers.
Going back to the 2007 wild card game. And then the Browns have not made it in 17 years, going all the way back to 2002.
Claudio, screw you, man.
Jets, Browns, Bucks, I have no idea.
He's cheating. He's got that.
So wait. What's up with the Lions? When was the Lions?
The
last
Lions, 2016 NFC wildcard game. And then the Jaguars were in the 2017 AFC Championship game. They almost made it to the Super Bowl with Blake Bortles.
Dude, that feels like it was so long ago.
Doesn't it?
It really does.
It really does.
It's Bortles' fault. You feel like Bortles is a quarterback from like 10 years ago.
Oh,
dude, that's seriously I was thinking that was like 2014. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like I was seriously thinking that was like 2004. But I know it was 2017 now that you said it. I'm like, yeah, that was 2017. They had a great defense that year, and Blake Bortles ended up finishing out extremely well with his fantasy championship or with his fantasy run. And I ended up winning a couple leagues with Blake Bortles as my quarterback. Not for the actual playoffs, but he got me into there because I used to stream quarterbacks before I joined 28 leagues. So,
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah, you can't.
I thought 11 was a lot.
In 28 leagues. Chase, unfortunately, that gives you your last letter, which means I need a horse noise from you. And JL, you are the champion.
Woo!
Bravo, JL. Bravo.
Thank you.
Proud of you. He's frozen.
Oh, that's a dying horse.
Well, thank you, Chase, for coming on. That was a lot of fun. I've actually got one more question prepared just in case it went to the final round. I'm going to throw it to you guys, and if any of you guys know the answer, just throw it out there. The last question was going to be Alvin Kamara has the most receptions of any running back in the NFL this year with 68. Which running back has the second most receptions? You can just throw out guesses. This is just for glory.
Is it maybe Nyheim Hines?
It could be.
It is not Nyheim Hines. I'll tell you why.
Not James Robinson.
Kareem Hunt?
It's not Kareem Hunt.
Not James Robinson? Well, JL said James Robinson. You haven't said no.
It's not James Robinson.
Okay, I gotcha.
The funny part was I knew that Alvin Kamara actually had 68 because he was sitting in third place in either half or non-point PPR. And then I was like, man, I didn't realize he had that many receptions. So I actually looked into it. And obviously he's had like 3 straight years of 83, I think, receptions.
It's nuts. It's truly wild.
It was really weird. Like 3 straight years of exactly 83 receptions. That's nuts. Yeah. So he could end up doing it again this year if Taysom Hill continues to be a quarterback because he's not passing the rock at all.
Yeah.
You know? Is it McKissick?
It is. McKissick is third.
Oh, I thought that was actually, that was a good call.
That was a great call. That one surprised me. I'm surprised you even got that far with it. Yeah, but McKissick.
Well, I remember it came up a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it. Someone asked us trivia. It's not Mike Davis, right?
It's Mike Davis. It is Mike Davis with 52 receptions.
That's dumb.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? I thought that one was a little bit wild. Nice job, JL, pulling that one out.
I'm glad we didn't actually get past that one.
Good job on the win. Chase, we're going to have you back on.
Mike Davis. I would never have gotten Mike Davis.
Well, that would have been JL's question.
I was just trying to think who is commanding a backfield. Who is like lesser known because Simon wouldn't have asked this if it was like super obvious, probably.
Hey,
I think I should have passed that. Would you have gotten that, by the way? My question, John?
Hell no.
Passed it. I had to be cocky. I had to be cocky to go with it.
You know what? I respect that though, because out of this whole game, I'm the only one who's a coward, and I passed it twice, and I am completely fine with that. No shame or guilt at all.
You're a coward, but you're a winner.
I'm a proud coward.
Yeah. I'm over here brazen. I mean, like I've been a horse for like 10 years now. Who knows,
Mourning the death of your horsey friend Chase over there.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Next time, Chase.
Who would have said Washington if I didn't mention McVay?
Oh, 100%. I would have thought it was Washington instead of the Buccaneers.
1995.
Right when you said McVay, he warned me about it, but I was doing the faces like, oh yeah, McVay, okay. Right when you said.
At first, I was like, man, the last time I had to be with RG3, and I'm like, wait, no, McVay.
That's how
McVay got the job.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, RG3's been gone for longer than 5 years for sure, but then you said McVay. I was like,
I think.
Good point.
That was a good pull. Whenever you said that, I was like, oh, he's about to nail it. Like, because once you pulled that out, I was like, oh, this man knows his stuff. He's going to get this
one. If I actually had like a sheet of paper and I was able to like write it down and take like probably, I would have needed like a good solid like 3 minutes to be able to sort through it. I might have gotten it, but I completely fucked on the Bortles thing. And then the Lions, I still don't remember that. I swear to God, I still don't remember the Lions making the playoffs.
They must have lost real bad in the first round, so it's not even memorable.
The Cowboys. I don't know how or why I would remember that, but take it for what it is.
Chase, you'll have to reach out to Josh. He can teach you some of his stalling techniques. He's the expert staller as he's trying to think of the answer. So before you come on next time, Josh will show you the ropes on stalling while you come up with the answer.
It works. Sounds good.
Yeah, we got to have you back on, and we'll bring you back on with Mike to play. We'll bring you back on with Mike to play.
Whoa, bro. All right.
Tugging his tail.
Full mask now. All right, let's go.
That was the teaser video. You can catch the rest of that on Josh's OnlyFans featuring Chase. 30% of the profits go to Fantasy Intervention. Chase, before we go, I want to thank you again for coming on today. You can find Chase at FF_intervention, and then you can find Fantasy Intervention at joinourcircle_. Is there anything else, any place else people can follow you, people can check you out?
You guys can join our Facebook group if you like Facebook. Fantasy Football Discussion. Like we have over 23.6 thousand people in our group.
Dang, over there, son.
Yeah, I was a Facebook person. They found me over there on Facebook in like June or something, or May, and they asked me to come on Twitter. So that's why I came on the Twitter. But yeah, I've been doing Facebook now for a while, and now I hate Facebook. So no, I'm just kidding. I love you, Fantasy Football Discussion. I'm not talking poorly about you. But no, it's something that's to where, like, we're growing on Twitter. We're getting it. And by the way, just for anybody that wants to donate, if you guys go check out Veridian Global, they're a clothing company, right? We actually have our shirts up for sale over there. That's Fantasy Intervention. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to donate part of our proceeds from yesterday until like the 11th or so, December 11th. Part of those proceeds from the shirts that get sold are actually going to get donated towards No Kid Hungry, the charity over there that makes sure that no kids are hungry. So,
which is crazy important right now because like that's a huge issue. It's a huge issue normally, but the pandemic is obviously making it considerably worse.
Absolutely, because they're not having all this excess stuff being made because obviously not everybody is, going out and eating, doing all this stuff. So a lot of the other stuff that they've been able to do with the food and the donations, they're not getting right now.
Right.
So if you guys go out there and you guys go to Veridian Global, right? Or you guys can just go check out my Twitter page, but Veridian Global, go to the Fantasy Intervention sections. It's going to be under the Football Collective or the Fantasy Collective. Click on one of those shirts, go buy a shirt, and part of the proceeds will go towards No Kid Hungry.
That's awesome. You get a sick Fantasy Intervention shirt, and you're donating to an awesome cause. I appreciate that. That's very cool. Thank you again for coming on.
My membership is pending for the Facebook group, just so you know. You better let me
in like right now.
I appreciate it.
It's happening live. Chase letting Josh in.
What's up? Why am I doing all the favors?
Good for me, man. Yeah. Good for me. I don't know.
You got to do something back over here.
You're very selfish. Yeah, you're very selfish, Josh.
Listen, man. Once you're done and you're spent, you got no juice left. You just kind of got.
Don't say. Okay. Stop. You know what? The line's been crossed.
I'm talking about like brain juices and like thinking.
Enough of that explanation. You can find us on Twitter at FrontYardFYF. You can find me at FYF. John Luke, I'm going to get through our Twitter handles. No one answer it. John Luke at FYF John Luke and Josh at FYF Josh. And we got one more question before we hop off. Start Taylor, Chubb, and Montgomery over Gibson and Swift if he plays. I'm a little bit confused. Does he need to start two of these guys, or how is that working?
Swift if he plays. So start Taylor, Chubb, and Montgomery over. It's probably Gibson or Swift, I would say. I'm just guessing.
And then Swift concussion protocol.
Should have read the question first, but I'm putting Swift in my lineup if he's playing. But with these guys, oh man.
No, I'm with the guys that you've got right there. I'm not starting Swift. Even if he is healthy.
You're right. It's Gibson and Chubb for sure.
I'll start Swift over Montgomery.
You'll start Swift over Montgomery?
I would.
This week?
Okay.
Yep, I don't even care who they're playing. They got Darrell Bevel, who wants to just go out there and have fun, guys. He wants to go have fun.
Start three of them.
Yeah,
so Taylor, Chubb, and Swift for me. But Darrell Bevel is going to open up that offense. I think it's going to be a whole different animal than what we've been seeing. And so Swift is going to go ham this week. Swift is going to be absolutely insane. They're going to want to utilize this running back. And honestly, I feel like Bevel could be playing for a head coaching position if he ends up doing well. Like he could retain that starting coach role for the Lions for at least a year. So if he goes out there, he blows up, he shows that he can use Swift in the right ways, which is what that organization wants to see. Swift could be a smash play, but I also hate Montgomery with a passion. So
yeah, if he plays too, he's still in the protocol. So this is all assuming that Swift plays.
Yeah, he got in practice like halfway through last week,
Yeah.
so I don't really see it being any more than just like a minor concussion.
Yeah.
No, we got to see that, like you said.
For me, it would be Chubb, Montgomery, and Gibson. Montgomery's matchup is just so good this week. It's really good. So
that's what I was going to say. I was going to ask if Chase, if you would want to water bet Montgomery and Swift in that same game, if you're starting Swift over Montgomery.
Yeah, I'll do it. That'll be fun.
Okay, we'll do it this weekend. If Swift plays, if he doesn't play, null and void.
And you have to post it on Twitter.
I'm on your side, Chase. With Swift, I would start him here.
Okay, let's do a double water bet. Dale, are you on my side?
I got you.
Okay, me and JL versus Josh and Chase, Montgomery and Swift water bet. I would start Chubb, Montgomery, and Gibson, I believe. That's the way I would go.
I just hate Montgomery, to be honest.
That's fair. It's fair.
Okay, you know what? I lied. We're going to do one more. What do you guys think of D-Hop and Chris Carson rest of season? Chase, any way you're benching either of these guys, or are you just plugging them in and chugging with them since they got you here?
Did you ask me if I'm chugging him?
Are you chugging them in?
Stop, Josh.
That's exactly what I was
chugging, bro.
Those 2 shots of tequila were too much.
Yeah, you're right.
All
right, gotta get out of here.
I'm sitting there, and Chris Carson, I think, has a little bit of a tougher matchup this week, if I remember correctly. I was just looking at him a minute ago, but I think with Chris Carson, he's more matchup dependent than anything. I know they're going to try and run the ball more often. I know he's going to get his opportunities. I know he's going to punch him in, but I mean, Chris Carson, he's somebody that I was buying at the time when he was injured and stuff, but I'm not like, oh man, you have to start Chris Carson no matter what. DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, yeah, I think you have to play him almost no matter what. I mean, that's not really a question for me, to be honest.
Yeah, completely agree. D-Hop, you're just plugging in your lineup.
No matter what. Probably. I mean, it would be tough for me to start have.
I mean, if you've got the other guys running backs, Taylor, Chubb, Montgomery, Gibson, Swift, are you playing Carson?
Yeah.
What?
I'm probably not. I don't think I can plug. I'm playing Chubb and Gibson in there,
against the Giants. Well, this is the rest of the season, but
yeah. So I think Chase nailed it. D-Hop is plug and play no matter what. Chris Carson, if they've got a good matchup, you can throw him in there, depending on what your running back options are. I mean, he's a great option.
If
but
you had Chris Carson this long, I feel like you should probably be playing him. I mean, that's not a sound fantasy strategy, but if you held on to him, then you should at least consider it.
All right, so looking at it, right?
Bad. He's not
looking at it, man. Like the Giants and the Jets are easy, but what I was looking at, what kind of like hit me was Washington and the Rams after that.
Yeah.
So that's not something I remember seeing something with the schedule where I was like, I don't really like that. It wasn't this week or the next week. It was the fantasy playoffs, week 15 and 16. That Rams defense is a beast, and Washington defense, man, they're looking better and better each and every week.
Yeah. No, it's a really good point.
Yeah, that is correct.
Your trade deadline's probably passed, but I know at least in one of my leagues, the trade deadline actually has not passed yet. It's at the end of this week. So
me either. And trading makes fantasy fun. Get those trades in if you can, boys.
Chris Carson might be a trade target.
And girls. I say hey, girls.
Okay. For real this time, I want to thank Chase for coming on with us. Thanks for playing. Thanks for letting JL win. He needed that confidence boost. He appreciates it.
It was fun. Had a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Man, I keep getting cut off with these questions, but this is a good one. Start 3, Jacob, Swift, Gibson, and Eckler. Rapid fire. Chase, which 3 are you starting?
Eckler, Swift, and Jacobs. I don't like Gibson's matchup at all against the Steelers this week. That scares the shit out of me.
JL?
That's fair. I would probably do Gibson, Jacobs, Eckler. I don't like the matchup either, but I feel like you can't bench Gibson.
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm going Eckler, Gibson, Jacobs. Josh?
I'm gonna side with Chase here. If they're healthy, Jacobs questionable, Swift questionable, then it makes the decision for you. But if they're both starting healthy, I'm starting those two. And Eckler.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. Thank you for everyone watching. Don't forget to check out Chase, FF_intervention. Check out his new soft launched website, fantasyintervention.com. Read the articles they've got going on up there. Make sure to tune into his live streams. Check out his alfalfa hair.
You guys see that again?
It's going wild for you guys.
Yes, it looks good, man.
I don't know what's happening right now. This isn't a normal thing.
It never happens to me, I swear.
Our stream brings out our stream brings out weird things in people. For you, it showed itself as a hair sticking straight up.
I think we started talking about Swift again. That's what did it.
Just a couple of those players get your hair sticking right on end. We will be back.
I'm trying to bring my dog on the podcast, but he keeps running away from me every time I try to grab it.
Oh, Simon usually brings Sancho on. Rosie won't let me pick her up here.
He's in play mode right now. It's go time.
He's running
Chase
around.
mode.
He heard we were playing games. Next time you come on, we'll have to bring the dog on. We'll do a dog special. Everyone will lift their dog up.
Josh will just lift Kevin up.
Josh will lift Kevin up, his
There's a
roommate.
dog in this house.
No, we want Kevin.
I'll bring Kevin on. He's a dog. He's a dog.
We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern playing Fantasy Quiplash with Tim and Eric. And then back every single day of the week, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. playing our other fantasy games. Chase, when are you streaming live next so people can catch you?
In a few hours. In an hour and a half.
I'll be there.
You guys go to youtube.com/fantasy intervention, youtube.com/fantasy intervention. Check us out. We'll be live at 6 o'clock. This is our analytics show. So Dave over there from Fantasy Pros actually throws together like this great show sheet as to where we dive into the analytics of each matchup and we talk about certain guys that we're really looking forward to playing this week. Meanwhile, some of the matchups we're not looking forward to play.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. That sounds like awesome.
Check it out.
One of my favorite shows. I'm an analytics nerd, so I love it.
We could tell.
Very cool. Check him out. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.
You too.